Both Democrats and Republicans are facing renewed opposition at town halls. People getting more engaged in politics and getting in their face, asking them why they're voting the way they are, all of that. And at least on the Republican side, they've come up with this interesting tactic to fight it, where they have started checking the IDs and addresses of everyone to be allowed into the town hall to make sure that only their constituents are able to be there, because they're really only focused on their district. Now, we've got Representative Blum in Iowa being interviewed by Josh Scheinblum, who wants to see how far he's willing to actually take that philosophy. And you're gonna see the reception he got in this clip.
Well, I think some would make the case that you represent all Iowans. The decisions that you make impact all Iowans. So shouldn't all Iowans have a voice at the table, or at least have the option to?
I don't represent all Iowans. I represent the first district of Iowa. That'd be like saying, shouldn't I be able to, even though I live in Dubuque, go vote in Iowa City during the election because I'd like to vote in that district instead.
Would you still take donations from a Republican in Iowa City? We haven't even, we just started.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
He's going to sit here and just badger me.
All right.
We just asked why you wanted to do the interview. That was it. Congressman, come on, take a seat. Congressman, I insist. Let's talk about.
Take donations from. Wow.
Wow.
Okay, that was the most benign question I've ever heard in my life.
Mind.
Yeah, and it was like the first question. So okay. So you're blocking people that are not in your district from your town halls. Okay, we get it. And he didn't challenge him. He didn't say it was the wrong thing to do. He said, so if you're worried about people that are not in your district affecting things that are in your district, and he didn't say, would you take money from the Koch brothers or George Soros or imply anything evil? He just said, would you take money from a Republican?
Republican.
In Iowa City, that is not in your district. How dare you outrageous, and storms out. Like what? I mean, how guilty are you? Why don't you just put up a giant wave a red flag going, I work for my donors, don't ask me any questions about that, okay?
Especially, like, this is the party that believes that money is speech. You literally won't let them speak at the town hall, but you'll let them influence it with gigantic sums of money. It's the best follow-up question. Josh Scheinblum did a great job there, said that it's just a natural extension of his philosophy that he supposedly believes in, but of course it's not about that. It's simply about limiting any sort of strike back, blowback from what Blum is off in Congress doing.
By the way, I will take that deal in a second. If you say nobody's allowed to come to town halls that don't live in your district, but you're also not allowed to take money from outside your district, deal. We'll make that deal today. By the way, I want to give Republicans credit here. It's actually in some of the states that Wolfpack works in to get money out of politics, that is a Republican proposal. So I believe it's in New Hampshire where the Republicans proposed, yeah, we can take money and we think money is speech. I don't agree with that part. He said, but you can only take money from inside your own district, so you represent your district. Yeah. Well, that's a super interesting idea and we should discuss that. But that very idea offends that particular Republican so much that he's like, oh my God, I am shocked and chagrined.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it doesn't get talked about. Like, I understand, okay, maybe theoretically someone lived there, moved away, still wants to donate to candidates or whatever. But the idea that a corporation from another state should be able to give money for your congressional race for a regular person, you'd have to say, what possible sense does that make? What does halfway across the country, some corporation wants to elect my congressman? That doesn't make any sense.
So he won't let other citizens of Iowa talk to him in a town hall, but he'll let ExxonMobil talk to him through millions of dollars that they can give in donations. He'll let the Koch brothers keep on talking to him over and over and over again with the millions of dollars they can give in donations. So finally, if you're wondering what in the world was going on with the kids in the background there, like why were they in the middle of this random interview with a congressman in Iowa? That's because he brought them in. And the reporter was like, wait, what are the kids doing here? And he's like, oh, so you think all Republicans are evil? The reporter's like, what does that have to do with anything? What are you talking about? I just don't know what these kids have to do with this interview.
Yeah, and I just want to make sure that they all live in your district.
So he was just trying to do propaganda. Yeah. What I'm a tiny bit worried about is KCRG TV9 here. He's their chief investigative reporter, Josh Scheinblum. Whatever you do, don't panic. Don't view this as a bad thing that, oh my God, you lost access to a politician, okay? Your reporter here did a wonderful job. It was a great question, perfect question. And him trying to do propaganda with the kids and then walking out is his problem, not your problem. It's a wonderful piece of journalism. You should reward that and not punish it.
That interview is why you had access in the first place, to do exactly that.
That's right. And you know what you did? You illuminated your viewers, and now they, I think, have a much better sense of who Representative Rod Blum is, okay? He's the guy that if you ask him about his donors, that finances campaigns, gets awfully touchy, because those are the guys he actually works for. Our journalism drive is almost over. It ends in Trump's first 100 days. We need to hire more reporters and more watchdogs. Let's do that right now at tytnetwork.com/go.